What you see in the pink, that is a winter storm warning. Things have kind of turned into a little bit of a slushy mess here, and somewhat dangerous situation unfolding here. Well, we started off talking about weather, and then, as usual, turns into a question-answer session, which I enjoy. So if those roads that you're driving on haven't been plowed or they haven't been salted, then this is exactly what you're going to be driving on out there this morning.
Right,
okay,
so
yeah, you guys need to take cover right now. You guys need to take cover right now. Go. Okay. All right, so everybody in our studio is taking cover right now. That's the thing. During the summer, we're tilted here, so we're right in between right now, so the sun is directly pointed at the equator today.
A little bit sweet. The ice cream would help it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, absolutely. But what does ice cream not help, really, right? By the time we get to the middle part of the weekend, could see 4 to 8 inches on the ground. It's actually been snowing pretty consistently since just before sundown yesterday. All right, hey folks, we have to pop in here real quick because basically we have a pretty dangerous situation unfolding. We actually have a couple possible areas of rotation, in fact, a couple definite areas of rotation, a couple possible tornadoes that could even be on the ground right now. Right now, the #1 area of concern is eastern Wyoming County, east of Mullins. What we have here is we're looking at the storm relative velocity image, and without getting too technical, basically, you have the green colors that are moving towards the radar, red colors moving away from the radar. So when you have two areas of opposite colors really close together like that, it's called a couplet, and it's indicating some rotation. If you can kind of picture the reds moving towards the left there, the greens moving towards the right, you got a tight little rotation, and this guy's moving towards the north and east at about 55 to 60 miles an hour or so. So definitely a very dangerous situation. Actually, down in Tazewell County, had reports from the Virginia State Police that there had been a tornado touchdown, and I imagine that was from this storm that's now in eastern Wyoming County. And a good Friday morning to you. Welcome back. It is, of course, December 24th, Christmas Eve. A lot of last-minute Christmas shopping going on for today. And the good news for that is that it looks like it will stay dry for today. Storm Tracker Live Doppler radar is keeping things dry as of right now. Maybe trying to pop up a quick little flurry out towards the west of Pikeville in Kentucky, but even that probably not even hitting the ground. Bottom line is today will stay dry, and it looks like tomorrow, that's when we'll have our best chance of picking up some snow. So just in time for Christmas. I know a lot of people want that white Christmas, and actually looks like it's in the cards at this point. So some pretty good news overall, I'd say, as far as the weather forecast goes over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at our temperatures, and they've been hanging steady right around 30 degrees or so for the past couple of days, and I think that's where we'll end up for today as well, and that's also where we're starting things off. 30 in Charleston, 29 Huntington, 28 in Spencer, 31 in Bidwell and Ironton, 29 degrees down in Prestonsburg right now, and Moorhead at 27. Portsmouth actually at 25 right now, so just a hair chillier. We'll take a look along I-64 here at a couple temperatures, 30 in Winfield, and St. Albans also at 30 degrees. Now we have a big storm system here that's off towards our south and west. Kind of has two parts to it. A stronger part of it that's actually going to miss us down towards the south and then eventually ride up the east coast, causing major problems up around New England, parts of the north and east. If you are headed up there for vacation or something like that, definitely something to keep in mind, at least for the second half of the holiday weekend. So around that Sunday to Monday time frame, if you have flights up around that area, definitely want to check in on those flight statuses and things like that and try to pay attention to the weather situation, because this could be a big newsmaker as far as storm systems go. Now, luckily for us around here, we're going to get the weaker part of the storm system, but also, luckily for us, as far as the white Christmas goes, we're going to get some accumulating snow. It's not going to be anything major, but at least 1 to 2 inches, I think, a good bet for a lot of us. Again, we stay dry for today, but then overnight tonight into tomorrow, that's when we see the snow arriving. You notice predictor keeping us dry through the day today, maybe even a couple of peaks of sunshine out there, especially early on this morning, and that certainly would be nice to see after it's been so cloudy and gloomy for the past couple of days. But here we go through the overnight tonight as Santa's making the rounds around the region. Looks like he'll be dealing with a couple of snow showers into parts of southeastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky as we get towards those hours just after midnight, and then into the early morning. It looks like the snow kind of overspreads the area, and predictor may be underdoing the coverage here just a little bit, but it kind of gets the idea. It's going to be some light snow, and it will be accumulating snow, and it looks like the farther towards the south you live, the better chance you'll have of seeing maybe up to about 2 to 4 inches, but for the vast majority of us watching this, I think we're looking at basically about 1 to 2 inches throughout the day tomorrow. That includes Huntington, Charleston, Parkersburg, even most of northeastern Kentucky. As you get down towards Jackson, down around Pikeville, about 2 to 4 inches. Same deal down into parts of far southwestern West Virginia around Welch, and then even down towards Tazewell and Richlands as well. Into parts of western Virginia, you guys will be in that 2 to 4 inch range. But again, most of us looking at about 1 to 2 through the day tomorrow. Then we'll catch some upslope snow showers on Sunday and Monday, and we're talking additional accumulating snow the farther towards the east you live. So most of that east of Charleston, but still a couple of flurries around for a lot of us on Sunday and Monday. Again, today we keep it dry, so some good news there as far as the roads go, 30 degrees. But if you are traveling tomorrow, then certainly you are going to have to deal with some problems out on the roadways. Again, not a major snowstorm, but something to keep in mind as you head out the door. Some more good news. How about that? Looks like it's going to warm things up pretty nicely into the middle part of next week. Should be approaching 40 by Thursday. We just had a band of some rain move through the city here. Now that's off to the east. No severe weather in here, but there's definitely some heavy rainfall, so some of those eastern counties, be prepared for that. Here at the station, we picked up half an inch in just about half an hour, so we're talking rainfall rates of about an inch per hour. Some pretty heavy rain, lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, but the area of main interest for this morning is going to be here off to our north and west, kind of that signature bow echo type of thing, and that usually means some pretty strong winds. There have been numerous reports of trees down so far in Indiana, even a report just about 20 minutes ago of some dead chickens being blown across the road. And welcome back. About 6:11 now. It is Wednesday morning, and a lot of us waking up to quite a bit of a mess on the roadways, especially the secondary roads. We had kind of a wet, heavier snow that fell through the day yesterday. We got our temperatures up to the mid-30s in a lot of places, so a lot of that kind of melted on contact. We even had some wet roadways. Even some of the secondary roadways that were untreated were even just wet without ice. Then overnight, we had the cold air roll in, and a lot of that stuff refroze, and since then we've been dealing with more of a powdery light snow on top of that. So kind of a little surprise for you under that powdery snow. Some ice this morning. You definitely want to keep that in mind as you hit the roads, especially the secondary roads. If you have to be walking, the sidewalks, your steps outside your front door, could be some ice out there, so you really want to be careful through this morning. But a lot of the highways haven't really been doing too bad. There's been a lot of salt that's been put down, and the temperature's in about the 20s, so the salt's been doing a pretty good job. It is snowing through a good chunk of the viewing area, even up around Portsmouth, where you see some of these holes in the radar, probably getting at least some light snow out there that the radar's just not picking up. Same deal up around Athens, Parkersburg, up I-77 north of Spencer, parts of southeastern Ohio. Just about everybody getting at least some light snow as of right now. Let's take a look at our temperatures, which, as I mentioned, are generally in the 20s. 22 Huntington, Point Pleasant. Same deal in Ashland and Prestonsburg, 22 for you guys. 23 in Charleston. Logan has dropped into the upper teens at 19 right now, and generally a little bit colder as you get down into some of that higher terrain in the coal fields. Beckley and Bluefield in the mid-teens right now. But it's really been the winds that have made it feel so darn cold outside this morning. It feels a lot different this morning than it did yesterday at this time. Wind chill of 11 right now in Huntington. That's what it actually feels like. It feels like about 7 in Logan and 9 degrees in Charleston. So even some single digits, and I expect that'll continue pretty much throughout the entire day. So here's our clouds and radar across the nation. And what you notice is that, yeah, around here we've got some snow going on. Major blizzard up in the northeast. So if you're going to be traveling anywhere close to there in the next couple of days, probably want to at least kind of double check the flight statuses and things like that, because this is their second blizzard in a couple of weeks. So they probably even had some snow still on the ground. Things do quiet down off towards our west. So once we break down this northwesterly flow and that upslope snow that's been going on, then things will quiet down for us. And I think the time frame on that is by about tomorrow morning, things really quiet down for everybody. But at least around Huntington, southeastern Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, things will start to quiet down by the time we get to this afternoon. And really the snow kind of tapers off from northwest to south and east. And those winds out of the north and west, we're talking upslope snow on the western sides of the higher mountain peaks. So I think as we progress through the day, that snow is really just going to tighten up along those higher mountain peaks. And you can see that predictor's picking up on that as well. So worst of the snow will be falling east of Charleston today. Some of the high terrain out in Nicholas, Webster, Clay, Braxton counties, maybe even out into parts of Fayette County as well. You guys will be getting some pretty heavy snow, but I think around Huntington we'll be looking at around 1 to 2 inches of additional accumulation throughout the day today. And around Charleston, probably about 2 to 4, and a little bit more than that as you head off farther towards the east. So here's kind of a look at what we're expecting as far as that snow goes. Again, 1 to 2 Huntington, Parkersburg towards eastern Kentucky, and a little bit more as you get farther towards the east. We do have a little bit of a warm-up in store for the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a couple minutes. Bone-chilling Arctic temperatures and gusty winds have turned frostbite into a real possibility for people spending time outdoors.
It just gets really red, irritated skin, flushed. Sometimes it, progressive states could begin to necrose, so meaning just, skin death of the tissues.
We all know the basics, like wearing layers and covering exposed skin, but people with certain medical conditions can be at a greater risk in the cold.
People who have, poor circulation to start with are at higher risk to develop frostbite. So if you have some sort of a venous insufficiency or peripheral artery disease, those people need to take extra caution. Diabetes is a risk factor. Alcoholics is a risk factor.
Some feel like this kind of cold is just part of living in the Midwest.
This is Ohio. and I've lived here many years, and it's not bad.
This is Ohio. We should be used to it by now.
But they were only outside for less than a minute, walking to their cars. Now, as I'm standing out here right now, the wind chills are at about 10 to 15 below. I've only been out here for about 5 to 10 minutes, and even with the gloves, I can feel the ends of my fingers getting numb. About 15 more minutes outside, and I would have been in real danger of getting frostbite. With winds picking up into Friday, wind chills close to 30 below are expected. In those temperatures, exposed skin can freeze in less than 10 minutes, and that is nothing to mess around with.
The severe cases, you can actually lose fingers, toes, or even we've had one patient who lost their legs from it.
Yeah, I just want people to know that I actually was not joking when in the middle of that stand-up. I had the gloves on, and you were with me. We were outside for literally 5 to 10 minutes. That was only 10 to 15 below wind chills, and my fingers were literally numb. All right, well, here we are once again at the Allen County Fair. I figured we'd do the weather live out here as well. Such a nice day so far. Just kind of a mixture of sun and clouds out here, and the air's kind of dried out really nicely, so everything is really shaping up to be very nice for about 3 hours and 45 minutes from now when the fair actually starts. Let's head out to the maps and see what's going on in the weather. We've got a current temperature at the Allen County Airport of 74 degrees, and that dew point's actually dropped below 60, which makes it feel, of course, so comfortable outside. Winds out of the west-southwest, pretty breezy, about 22 miles an hour. And the temperatures around the state also really not doing too bad. Just a hair cooler off to the north and west. Defiance at 73. A little bit of a cooler air mass moving in from the northwest. Columbus at 78 right now. And the big picture basically shows us that we had this cold front that just came through this morning. If you woke up very early before daybreak, you probably noticed it was pretty muggy outside still, but that front came through, dried us out. We have this little, what we call an upper level disturbance on the backside of this front. That's going to come through this afternoon, and it actually is going to bring at least a very slight chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Definitely not a washout by any means, but if you are headed out to the fair this afternoon or this evening, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to throw an umbrella in there. Very briefly, going to take things through time here just to show you how this happens. Basically, of course, that cold front now off to our east, and that disturbance comes through this afternoon. After that, we have another one of those little disturbances that comes through tomorrow, but the basic idea with these things is that they don't really do too much as far as rain goes, just a lot of clouds and some very light spotty showers. After that, get used to that H, because high pressure is taking over for the rest of the week. All right, here's your forecast for the rest of the afternoon, about 79 degrees. Skies stay partly cloudy. Again, that chance for a quick shower or thunderstorm, and it's going to be breezy as well. You can probably hear that wind against the microphone right now. Overnight, it'll be pretty cool, down to 57. A few sprinkles possible still, and then tomorrow also that chance for an isolated shower. Temperatures near about 73 degrees. And a quick look at that 7-day planner shows you after that slight chance for a shower today and tomorrow, things looking very nice for the rest of the weekend and the entire week, pretty much the entirety of next week, I should say. Lots of sunshine, very seasonable temperatures. Just want to quickly mention, of course, we're going to have news crews in and out here at the fair all day. Stop by, say hi. We love to talk to you. And now we'll send it back to the studio where Mr. Food has a preview of what's coming up after the break.